Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to be changing it up a little bit. Today, we're going to be talking about making this Weedless Walleye Jig from Do It Molds. We're going to be making some of these up. These are going to be real killer on walleyes on the river. So stay tuned, and we're going to be doing some jig making. Welcome back to Wapsie River Rat Fishing and Hunting Adventures, the place where the outdoors isn't just a hobby, it's a way of life. Here in Northeast Iowa, the mornings start early, the coffee's strong, and the memories are built one cast, one hunt, and one adventure at a time. On this channel, you'll get to experience firsthand what the outdoor lifestyle is really like in the hills, rivers, timbers, and back roads of Northeast Iowa, or anywhere else the adventure takes us. From chasing spring gobblers and Midwest whitetails to fishing hidden rivers, to building custom tackle, shooting archery, testing gear, and living the everyday grind of the outdoors. We bring you along for all of it. The success, the failures, the hard work, and the laughs, and the moments you can't script. Whether you're here for hunting, fishing, tackle crafting, archery equipment, outdoor content, or just the lifestyle itself, you're in the right place. So sit back, enjoy the adventure, and welcome to Wapsie River Rat Fishing and Hunting Adventures. Let's get after it. Okay, so this is the mold from Do It Molds, and obviously it's weedless, so it's going to come with these wire, these little components right here that'll stick right in this mold right here, this fiber guard, weed guard, but it's more like a dowel, mold dowel that'll create a little hole in the cavity once you fill that up with lead to add one of these little these little wire fiber guard, not fiber guards, but plastic Y guards to help you fish weedless and everything. But also, this mold comes with, let's see here, says 2/0, 3/0, 4/0, and a 4/0 cavity, and it calls for Victory 1057.5 hooks. But I didn't go with those hooks for this mold. So what I went with is the 3/0 and the 2/0. I did not pick up the 4/0, but I went with the V-Lock hook, the 11149 style hook. Just because I enjoy that style of hook for the V-Lock, and it's a 90-degree shank on there for the eyelet. And the reason why I like these hooks a lot better is the hookup ratio on these hooks are a lot better than the normal style U-shape hook, but I enjoy the V-Locks a lot more. But we're going to go ahead and try that. So I went ahead and put the base hole pins in the mold, and I put the hooks that I want for the 3/16 weight, the 1/4 ounce, and the 3/8 ounce. So I went ahead with those size of jigs. Gonna go ahead, close it, and double check and make sure that it is flush. It is all lined up. You don't want any gaps in this. And it's a nice style mold, but I'm going to set it up here on my melting pot up there and get it all heated up so that way it's good and ready and warm to start pouring. So give me one sec. We're going to get this heated up and we'll get to pouring. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take this off and go ahead and start pouring. So we're going to go ahead and do this cavity. I'm going to do this cavity. And then we're going to go ahead and do that cavity. Alright, we're going to try, and hopefully these came out really well. So, hold on. Alright, we're going to see if these formed up. Oh, got some falling out. One cavity did not fill. That was my bad. Got some lead stuck in there. But we can check that out later. But I believe the 1/4 ounce filled up real nicely, as you can tell there. We're going to leave that base hole pin in there, and we're going to pop this one out. So we're just going to deal with those two molds right now. Get you guys all zoomed in here. So we just got these poured up. We're going to try and wiggle this off instead of clipping it off. I like wiggling it because it comes off a little bit more smoothly. And if you want, you can just take a file like this, smooth it down, get all the rough edges off of there. We'll leave that base hole pin in. Alright, we'll wiggle this one off. 1/4 ounce. Put that back in the pot. Get this wiggled and wore filed down. Alright. So, we're going to go ahead. We're going to try out 2 powder paints that I got. So, the first one, I got brand new, the Electric Shad from Protect Powder Paint. Guys from Do It has those there. And then we're going to go with, not that one, we're going to go with the Pearl Pepper. I've not tried these out at all, but we're going to go try and give these a go. So well, I think what we're going to do is try the Pearl Pepper first. Get my heat gun all ready to go. And get it heated up. Shake up the powder paint real quick. Get it all aerated. Get this heated back up again a little bit. And then go ahead and dip it. And then put it back over the heat gun. And we'll check this out real quick. Alright, a little hot. But let's get your camera adjusted here and get a real good look at this. So it is a little dark, but as I see, it's a little like silver type. Oh, get you back in here. Silver type paint with a little black pepper flakes in there. As the name well states, Pearl Pepper. Ain't all that bad. I do like that. Now, let's talk about the jig itself. So, the way that Do It designed this is tapered front, as you can tell here. So it's going to be real nice when you're casting and you got to get through that current. And it's going to cut through that current very, very well. Is that tapered front there. All right. And then it has a collar, round collar, as you can tell right there. Get this right here. So this little collar right here. You can tie hair on there. You can throw skirts on there. And then it has two barbs. Two nicely aggressive barbs to hold your trailers on. So say you want to throw a swim bait trailer on there. You want to throw worm on there. You can want to throw twister tail on there. Whatever you want. Those barbs right there are going to hold that bait very, very well through that current. And they obviously made it weedless. Now, these Y weedless guards are plastic, but they are pretty stiff. Now, if you're getting lake walleye, very large walleye, I'm pretty sure this ain't going to be all too bad for them to bite through and get hooked up. But what you could do is, like I have on this jig already, that I already made up since I messed around with the mold a little bit earlier this week. You can go with this fiber guard. Now this fiber guard is real nice. You can snip it down if you want and go ahead and just, it's a lot more flexible than this Y guard. So if it were me, I would definitely go with the fiber guard. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and let's go and give the Electric Shad color a try. Alright, so this is a little bit bigger. So this must be the 3/8 ounce. Shake this up. Open this one up. Dip it. Alright, so this one here, still silver, as you can tell, but there is blue sparkly flake in there, obviously giving the name Electric Shad. And I really do enjoy this color itself because of that Electric Shad type. Style type, sorry. So that's that. So what we're going to go ahead and do is probably going to throw skirts on there, but I want to throw a little bit different type of color on there. And obviously from this jig here, I threw some purple on there. And that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to throw some of this candy purple from Do It. And shake this up. Alright. So, what we're going to do is get this heated up. One sec. Now you're staring at a jar of candy purple, but that's fine. We're going to take a paintbrush here, and we're just going to dribble a little bit of this purple paint, powder paint. Do a little bit on the nose. Looks good. Ooh, that's a little hot. All right, shut this off. So that's that. Dark, nice, subtle purple. So what we're going to do is I got some of this skirting material, and this is Do It's Flash Series skirts. And I'm going to throw some lavender shad on there. And the lavender shad is this color. Throw a skirt out, take a skirt out. Actually, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this in the oven first. I'm going to get the paint hardened and all that on there, and so we're going to go ahead and do that. So I got my oven over here, and I'm going to get that sucker turned on, and see if I can't do this without having, nope, I'm going to have to use this jig holder. Throw that in there, have it set at 350, and I do have a temperature gauge in there, so that way it gives me the actual true temperature of all that. And we're going to let that go for about good 10-20 minutes until it says done, and then we'll get right back to putting the skirt on. Alright, let's try this again. So stick it down into the middle of the skirt, the tip of the hook. Bring it down around the shank. Sorry, tip of the hook, down around the shank. And then push it up. Push it up and over. The bait keepers. And go ahead, move your stuff around. And you're going to have a lot of this fringely thing, you know, flash skirting. The flash there. Because it gives it a little bit more flash. But go ahead, get your stuff moved around like you want it. I kind of want my purple, most of my purple on top. And then voila. You got your weedless deal. So then you can go ahead, which I'm not going to do in this video, but take some super glue, dip it down in, dip your fiber guard or your Y guard here, dip it in super glue, 2-part epoxy, 5-minute epoxy, whatever, and then dip it down into, put it down into this hole that you have in the bait, like that. And then you got your Weedless Walleye Jig. Then you got your recessed eyes. You can add eyes to it. I use a lot of this new Hyper 3D eyes from Do It. You can throw this on there. They have different variations of different eyes and everything. They got predator eyes. They got bait eyes. They have all different kinds of eyes there. You can also request eyes from, I think, Dead Meat Customs also. Sorry. And whatnot. So, and then also what I did not show here is the Sexy Shad flash that I messed with yesterday. This one has the clear Y guard from Do It Molds, and this is the Sexy Shad skirting, and it has a flash also. And the reason why I went with the flash is because it gives it a little bit of bling or whatever you want to your bait. And you can go ahead, add your swim bait like I do on this one. And all I did here was just threw it on there, just like any other soft bait, like that. So that's all you got to do. Voila, done. And this is how it turns out. Got my eyes on there and everything. So go ahead and mess around with the stuff and everything, because I do enjoy this type of jig, and it's way too bright. Sorry. I do love this type of jig for walleyes, because of this tapered down nose that it does have. It does cut through the water real nicely. I do use the swim bait mold on occasion also, and I think I have it, but I'm not 100% sure. No, I don't have it up here, but I do have the Dino-Shiner jig also. I do love fishing with that and everything. So, but I could have been a little bit more interesting on this one and everything. It's been a while since I did up a jig and whatnot, so I did not really know how this video was going to turn out. So I am sorry about that. But please do check out the Do It Mold. Please check out that mold from Do It Molds. And there it is. Finally, sorry. It is a very nice mold from Do It Molds. It's one of their newer ones. This item number is 3547, so you can go onto their website, type that number in and everything. So if you want, you can go ahead and also have any questions, give them a call. They have all this in stock. This is the wire. This is the Y keepers that are from Do It Molds. The skirting is also awesome. I'm going to be getting more of the skirting, their Flash Series skirting for these, and we're going to do up some more variations of those and whatnot. So, but please give it a check out. Also, check out Clark's Outfitters, check out Killshot Coffee, and also please leave a comment down below. Yeah, and I'll be the first to admit this video wasn't all that great. So, but hopefully this did help you out on wondering how this mold or in this jig turns out. It is really awesome, and the flash skirting on this, it's meant to stick out like this, but when it's going through the water, it does pull this flash skirting back and whatnot. So don't worry on that. When you pull it out of the water, it's gonna fling right back to where it is. That's the way the flash skirting is meant to be. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. I'll see you on the next one, and I'll see you on the river. Peace.